We'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll fueled by thunder, see the horizon, turn us to thousands, and we'll grow in number. Fueled by thunder, see the horizon, turn us to thousands. We'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays, and on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, and on. Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. On and on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest. Echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat. And on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go. To see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And on we'll go. Wastelands through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go. Through the wastelands, through the highways, and on
Test. Attention to all participants. Kindly make sure that your webcam is turned on and microphone is muted throughout the program. I repeat, attention to all participants. Kindly make sure that your webcam is turned on and microphone is muted throughout the program. The attendance of this program will be given after the talk session. For now, we invite everyone to get yourselves ready as the program will be starting soon. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good evening ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the CoQ KTDI Career Talk 2021 program organized by Jawatan Kuasa College Mahasiswa College Tun Dr. Ismail UTM. My name is Nur Irdina binti Cik Muhammad Zulkifli and it is my pleasure to be the moderator of this program. Before we begin, allow me to explain the flow of our program. This program will have two sessions. The first session is a sharing session with Dr. Salasiah, while the second session will be with Mr. Tan Choon Seng. Before we start, I would like to invite Officer Cadet Zulhilmi bin Zulkifli to recite the prayer.
Let's start our prayer first. We umur kita Al-Fatihah. Al-Fatihah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Arrahmanirrahim. Maliki yaumiddin. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. اللهم إنك خلاق العظيم إنك سميع عليم إنك غفور رحيم إنك رب العرش العظيم. Oh Allah, all praise is due to you. You are the one who deserves all the praises. You are the one who has the right to receive all thanks. You are the owner of all government. In your hands are all goodness. To you all matters return. Allahumma ya Karimu ya Rahim. Pour out your mercy and warmth on top of COQ KTDI Career Top 21 program held today. Bless this ceremony from beginning to end. Ya Zal Jalali wal Ikram. We also seek protection from you, from all things that may tarnish the reproach of our council, and from all things that neglect us from obedience to you. To you alone we leave all our affairs. ربنا عليك توكلنا وإليك أنبنا وإليك المصير. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين. آمين.
Amin Ya Rabbal Alamin. Thank you, Officer Cadet Zulhilmi, for the prayer recitation. May this evening ceremony will go smoothly as planned. To officiate the ceremony of CoQ KTDI Career Talk 2021, I would like to invite Lieutenant Colonel Professor Madya Dr. Muhammad Nur Azli bin Haji Ali Khan, Principal of College Tun Dr. Ismail. With all due respect, please welcome.
Thank you, Diana, as the chairperson for today's session. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil mursalin sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi washabbihi ajma'in. Rabbi israh li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli amma ba'd. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good evening. Salam sejahtera, salam UTM Sanjungan Bangsa. First and foremost, I would like to express my appreciation and thanks to the organizer, especially Jawatankuasa, Kolej Mahasiswa GKM, Kolej Tun Dr. Ismail KTDI, session 2020-2021, for inviting me to officiate the opening ceremony for CoQ KTDI Career Talk 2021. This is the first program for this second semester 2020-2021. It's a pleasure to attend this platform by using Webback. We know that we have a lot of platform, for example, Zoom, Google Meet. So this one of the example. Live, even together with our beloved UTM student. I hope that this program greatly benefit all of you, especially for our student. Okay, dear student, online learning is a new normal everywhere around the world. Thus, we should embrace the change and better prepare ourselves for the new normal. Although we have the challenge, online learning has certainly been a great challenge for both the student as well as a lecturer right from the beginning. Currently, we face online in the third semester, 1.5 year. Okay. We have begun to adapt the new normal and ready to find alternative learning and teaching methods. So this is one of the way. Therefore, I believe that the current pandemic COVID-19 should not put a hindrance in encouraging students to develop their soft skill. For all the students and also the speakers, when we talk about the soft skill in the context of UTM, we have the UTM graduate attribute. We have communication skill, thinking skill, scholarship, leadership and team working skill, adaptability, global citizen, and the last one, entrepreneurship, enterprising skill. Together with the knowledge, depend on the courses students are already take. For example, in the context of accounting program, we have financial accounting, management accounting, auditing, taxation, public sector accounting, accounting for the system, uh, and that among the specific area in the field of accounting. So not only it can broaden the student experience, but it can also provide an outlet for them to release any stress during the e-learning academic session. My advice here for you guys is to actively seek, gain knowledge, and hone new skill because knowledge is power. Knowledge is also a powerful tool. Learning soft skill can greatly benefit you all in the future. Hereby, again, I would like to personally graduate, especially for our director, okay, Aina Aliyah binti Ruslan, the director of 4Q KTDI Career Top 2021, also with her committee members. Can we give a big clap for the community? Okay, thank you. I believe that can managing a virtual program is not an easy task. We have a challenge, even though not a physical event. I would like also to take this opportunity to express my deepest appreciation to two guests panel. The first one, Dr. Salasiah Abbas. Okay, thank you, Doctor. Okay, for joining us. Okay, Assistant General Manager, United Malayan Board, UMLAN, and also the second speaker, Mr. Tan Choon Seng, Senior Consultant, Trainer, Coach, Academic Network, for accepting our invitation and also share their experience, their knowledge through this program. I hope more programs like this can be continued to provide opportunity for students to try something new, especially in the new norms. Without further ado, in the word of Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, I officiated the CoQ KTDI Career Talk 2021 program. Thank you.
Thank you for officiating this event this evening and for taking time out of your busy schedule, Dr. Muhammad Nur Azli. For students' information, a Q&A session with the invited panel will be held immediately after the talk session. To start, I will briefly introduce our guest panel profile and achievements. The name of our first panel this evening is Dr. Salasiah Abbas. She earned her bachelor's degree in political science and international relations in Deakin University, Australia. She also graduated from University of Technology Malaysia with a PhD in management. She specialized in public speaking for issues related to career development and talent development. She has 25 years professional working experiences, and one of them are strategic planning at Isuzu, Japan. Please welcome Dr. Salasiah.
Hi. Assalamualaikum. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much to our chair lady, Nur Irdina, and of course to our Dr. Colonel. Thank you so much to UTM also for inviting me to be one of the speakers for today. Actually, last 2 nights, we have a rehearsal already. But at that time, I did not have my video on. Sebab biasalah kan, kalau video on ni at home, study at home, working at home, tak cantik mana pun sebenarnya. But then bila dah official like this, I make up lah. So this is not the real me at home juga sebenarnya. My real me at home is a mom working from home. So just imagine lah dengan baju kelawar, dengan teriak-teriak and everything like that. But I'm so happy to be here to see so many of you online and learning the new norms kan. Dulu kita tak ada benda-benda ni semua. And then whenever I give talks to UTM, UTHM and some other conferences or seminar, selalunya it's face to face. When face to face, we see everyone. So it's different feeling. But this one, if you have any questions after my talk, please don't hesitate to ask, because at least I won't be feeling like I'm talking alone. Kalau macam dekat dewan tu kita boleh nampak lah all the faces, and then sometimes I buat lawak, and then sometimes I call them to, if I do some talks about, interview or something, I will call them tunjukkan diorang punya cara, and then it's fun. Tapi yang dalam ni kan I buat aksi-aksi kan, orang pun macam pelik, kenapa macam tu. So okay, without further ado, I nak share some slides. Tapi slides ni a bit tense a little bit. So I tak nak you all rasa macam kena sekolah lagi. Bila dekat university, you kena sekolah, kena lecture, which is good for you. But I'm as a guest from outside, from the real world, as I don't want to give you as much pressure as you already have. Kenalah benda-benda kena banyak pressure. Good pressure, that means. So I keep my slides, even though it's quite serious, but I want the discussion to be as informal as we can, so that you can absorb what are the tips out there. Macam tu. Jangan takut, out there sama je dengan your parents, work out there, best sebenarnya. Kerja dapat duit. So I share. Okay, can you all see my slide? If you can see my slide, yeah, please do good. Okay. Ramai dah buat good. Kita boleh buat good there, kan? Macam yang cartoon tu, good tu. Wow, I feel so old. Alright. So, okay, as I was informed that I must give presentation on soft skills. Soft skills dengan macam mana nak buat persediaan for the working world. So I did a little bit of research, of course, with Mr. Google, and then of course, together with my experience, 25 years of working. So we will proceed with what I want to share, and this is very real. Okay. All right. But first of all, I want to inform you just a little bit about me, about myself, so that you can become closer to me. Maksudnya dekat tapi jauh lah. Boleh pegang pun. Gitu. Alright. My full name is Dr. Salasiah Abbas. I come from Melaka, but I live in JB. I am my date of birth, kalau siapa-siapa yang dah teringat and then want to give present ke, want to say happy birthday ke next year, please be my Facebook friend. Dan you nampak kat situ, my date of birth is 10 February 19XX. XX. XX tu sebab rahsia. I put a lot of makeup today so that you all feel that I'm young. So I hope berjaya lah kan. And then I'm married with 2 kids. 6 years old and 8 years old. So imagine 6 and 8 memang tengah lasak. So my education is I was schooling in Melaka, and I went to Sekolah Sains Melaka, Muzaffar Shah, and then I went to Australia to do my degree, and then while working after I finished my degree, I come back to Malaysia, and then I do, of course, I joined the workforce, and then while working, I did my master's with UTM, and I did my PhD with UTM while working. So I nak stress di situ, which is itu yang I akan explain a little bit more after this, which is you can still work and have your career or become entrepreneur but at the same time, you still can study if you want. And at the same time, kerja anak. Boleh juga. Okay. Alright. I cannot move. Okay, so this is my career. This is all what you want to hear about the good and bads in the career world. Ni sebab lepas ni you will be out there doing interviews, getting the perfect job for you. But I want to give you a little bit of well-known secret. There is no such thing as perfect job. There are jobs, but there's no perfect job. So you just have to take it. I will go through this with you today. So my career, I started after I came back. I worked with the RB HICOM. And then for a while, at that time, I was strategic planning. And then after that, I went to Prime Minister Department, become the special officer to the Director General of Majlis Keselamatan Negara. And then dah lama kerja dekat government and I moved to Johor Bahru, pindah and then get married. So I work dekat kilang. So you imagine the transition from corporate to government, which is Prime Minister's Department, to kilang, Grand Banks dengan Ijimitsu. So it's a different ball game, but it's very interesting. So that also I want to share with you after this, which is you must explore what you want to explore. Nak kerja kilang ke, nak kerja government ke, non-government ke, nak jadi entrepreneur, whatever you want to do, this is the time for you to explore in your career path. And then you guys are young, you have a lot of time, insyaAllah, so you can do whatever you want. Whatever you want tu nanti I explain. Okay. After that, I joined UMLand. So UMLand still, until now, I have worked with UMLand for 10 years now. 10 years rasa macam tak lama kan. So you imagine 10 years tadi, you add ke belakang. So mungkin you boleh figure out lah umur I berapa kan. So tolak balik 10 years. Okay, what I will share with you, what you will discover with me today is apa sebenarnya soft skill? What is soft skill really? Really, semua orang cakap pasal soft skill, you kena ada ni, you kena ada tu, you kena ada some, non-technicals, and then sampai you pun kadang-kadang ask yourself, is my qualification enough? Why do I have to have this soft skill? Kalau dah kerja dah best kan, you can perform. Why do I need soft skills? So I will inform you what is it actually really. And after this, kalau tak faham juga, you can still ask me during the question and answer. And then after that, I will inform you what are the soft skills that you really need out there. Sebab terlampau banyak soft skill, because soft skill is about a person. So you cannot be a perfect person with everything traits with you, right? So you have to get a little bit picky of getting the soft skill that are important to you. And then last but not least, I was also asked to share what is it out there. Is it just career? Is it just working, or is it beyond that, entrepreneurship, keusahawanan? Can you work on your own? Can you be what you want to be? Can you be a CEO at a young age of your own company? Tak kira lah company tu ada 2 orang aja ke ataupun you seorang, you pun boleh letak nama you as CEO if you want. So I will explain to you what is corporate world versus entrepreneurship world. So, alright. Inilah yang orang tertanya-tanya, what is it soft skill? So I have to be soft. The guys jangan be soft, tapi the ladies tak boleh jadi extra soft ke softer. Macam tu kan? Ke dalam hati ada taman macam tu. What is it? So a lot of meanings and interpretations dalam Mr. Google and being informed to you, and some of it is about your personal attributes, how you work with someone else effectively and harmoniously with other people. Okay, with other people. This is soft skill, personal attribute. And then other pula ada juga yang defined it as non-technical skill. Tadi personal attributes. Now non-technical. How you interact with other people. Other people lagi. Other people lagi sekali. So you can also see other definition. But like the number 3 just now, it's character, it's traits, it's interpersonal skill regarding your relationship with other people. So why all these other people? That's why I color it with yellow. Why? Why soft skill? When we're talking about soft skill, it's about you. Why the definition is about other people? Why must it be about other people? Shouldn't it be about you, right? You are the one who are at university, busting yourself day and night to pass the exam, to graduate. And then suddenly when you want to go out there, orang cakap, oh, it's about other people. Okay, and then why? Why people? Kalau you dah terror kan, you boleh perform, you boleh contribute to the company, you can bring money, sales to the company. And why should you, have soft skill to present to other people? Because we don't live alone anymore. This is the truth that now is even truer, more true, because our world is getting smaller. Now I'm at home, you guys are at home, but we still meet ramai-ramai pula tu. Not just myself, with other people. So not just kita in UTM or outside UTM in Malaysia only. We are a globalized world. We have to work with others. Kalau tak dapat jumpa pun, because MCO, because of restriction, SOP, we still meet like this because our world is getting smaller. That's why we have to have soft skill to interact with other people. And then number 2 is because we can learn from each other. With the soft skill, we can macam orang cakap, ambil hati orang supaya orang professionally work with you. So of course, we as human beings, kita tak boleh rasa kita je yang pandai. Memang takkan tak possible lah. We know many things, but other people know even more things. So we must learn from each other. That's why we have to have soft skills to interact with other people. And then last but not least, we work or we do assignment at university or we discuss with other people. Why? Because we want to find solutions for our work if you are in your career. That's why you have to have soft skill so that you can get together, talk with other people. Masa tu lah boleh dapat solution. And I always tell our students that why we work sebenarnya, untuk duit ke, untuk bagi nafkah dekat family, or you want to support your parents, or you want to buy things. Why do we work sebenarnya? Kalau macam dekat non-virtual seminar macam ni, I will always ask my audience and then they will give all sorts of answers. But now it's like, seems that I'm asking you all and then giving you the answers. Okay. So actually, why do we work? We work actually, or we are paid to solve problems. Okay, so when you finish your studies, you go out there to work. Tak kira lah work dengan family, or on your own, or work dengan orang, with other people, for companies, big conglomerates, or small businesses. You are there to solve problems. So if you don't solve problems, kita ni bukanlah tak berguna, teruk ni bukan tak berguna. We don't contribute lah. We don't contribute because people pay you, whether your own company pay you or other company pays you, to solve problem. This is why we have to find solutions, and we work together with other people yang perlukan soft skill tu. Then solutions present itself, the one that we're looking for. So that's why memang kenalah. Ada orang cakap macam and then I study in UTM, for example, in information technology during gamification, for example. So I don't need to interact with people. That's not true. Even though you're IT engineer or just engineer, you will always have to, liaise with people. That's why you have to have that soft skills to interact with other people at the end of the day um, to talk to present or to collaborate with other people. I saw just now someone wants to ask me question, or I can continue. I saw a message just now. Can I continue, or someone wants to ask me question?
I think Doctor can continue first.
Oh, okay, because I saw message just now. Okay, alright, I continue. So, okay, ada banyak sebenarnya. There are so many soft skills. Jangan jadi lembut hati dalam jiwa, ada taman sudahlah. Soft skill is about your personal attributes, your character. Bila bekerja sama dengan orang tu, orang macam suka je. Sekarang ni kadang-kadang nak pakai, jumpy ke apa ke kan, tu dah tak boleh lagi lah. So pakai soft skill lah, get people to like you. Alright, the soft skill number one ada banyak sebenarnya, tapi I put this as priority. Number one soft skill that you must have is time management. Time management ni because when you are out there in the real world, there will be a lot of work to be done. Semuanya macam penting. But from the university level, even from the schooling level, everyone has taught you how to manage your time. Time management means know how to prioritize. Not everything must do at one time. You must know which one you want to do first. And believe me, kalau kerja ni sebab I dah kerja for 25 years, dia takkan habis punya. Banyak sangat kerja. What? Tak habis juga. And then we do more, pun tak habis juga. So that's why you need to know that there is never ending to work, career, improvement, innovation. So what you have to do, the first soft skill you have to do is time management. If you know how to prioritize, mana satu nak buat macam mana kat universiti, mana satu nak assignment nak buat, lepas tu nak pergi keringkan baju, lepas tu macam mana lepas tu baru nak pergi dating. So you prioritize your work so that you have ample time to manage your work. And then number two, yang ini sometimes biasalah being young like all of you and me, sometimes listening is quite tricky and quite challenging because we have a lot of ideas. Sebab budak-budak UTM ni semua pandai-pandai. Kan kalau korang pandai, korang buat good tu, yang good ting tu. Aduh terus cakap dia pandai, terus ting keluar ada keluar smiley. Memang pandai. Okay, confirm. Okay. Sebab budak-budak UTM ni, sebab I produk UTM kan, kita semua ni pandai. Kadang-kadang I dekat office tu, my boss cakap, I nak cakap. My friend cakap, I nak cakap juga. So the art of listening to need patience sebenarnya and needs training. I know you all have many ideas, very young, very bright, but when you are at the real world, one of the soft skills that you must learn and practice ialah the art of listening. Bila dalam meeting ke apa ke, kalau you tak tahu, especially kalau you tak tahu. But if you know, even if you know, you must take your time, listen first. Listen to the discussion, and then listen how you can contribute. Then you provide, apa tadi I cakap, solution kan. We all are employed, we all are paid to solve problem. If you don't listen, you cakap aja, lagi tambah masalah lagi, then you don't have that source. So okay, number three, ni selalu orang cakap, and then I think all your lecturers, all your friends keep on talking about teamwork, tahulah kan. And then buat assignment pun mesti in teams. Some assignments are in teams. And then why kena teamwork? Sebenarnya sama juga tadi dengan yang my previous slide, which is You cannot do everything alone. It will be very difficult. Last time when I was younger, sekarang pun younger, I pun nak tunjuk I boleh buat semua. Sebab macam kita boleh buat kan, fresh ideas tengah banyak, okay kita boleh buat ni. We have to do this, I can do that, I can. But in the real world, actually we need teamwork because you cannot know many other things. That's why in a company, for example, there are many departments. Lagi in the departments, lagi dalam tu ada lagi compartments. In the departments, for example, in UMland, we have like any other big conglomerates, we have, management, finance, HR, and then other department, technical departments, development, planning department. Why? Because we all are specialized and we all are experts in one area only. Dia takkan banyak punya. It's impossible. Even though you are macam sangat pandai, you tahu banyak benda, but the specialty always one. That's why we need to teamwork, work together. Buat seorang, I can guarantee you, if you do alone, you will never achieve it. The result that you want, itu solve problem tadi kan? The result that you want, you can never have it. You can voice out your solution or your opinion of the solution to find a solution for that problem, but the totality takkan dapat without teamwork. So kena sekolah lagi lah kan. I akan cuba buat lebih banyak lawak so that you all start tidur petang ni and then dan tak rasa kena sekolah. Ada 4 je lagi soft skill. Alah, scribble lah kat bawah tu, skill scribble. Jangan WhatsApp sudahlah, muka macam pandang kita. Tapi sebenarnya WhatsApp girlfriend Firdaus ketawa tu, buat ketawa. Yelah tu. Okay, number 4. Negotiation and conflict resolution. Yang ni pun mesti ada. When you out there, it sounds difficult. Sometimes dulu, I sharing my experience, I selalu blah je. Blah. Angkat kaki orang katakan angkat kaki blah. Because I did not practice at that time, sekarang ni dah pandai sikit lah. I did not practice at that time the art or the way how to resolve conflicts. Because conflicts and negotiation ni, it will happen. You cannot stop it. It will happen. It will happen inevitably, and it cannot be denied dan tak boleh tak boleh dielakkan. Every day at work, sometimes you macam pissed, macam angry kan, pergi kerja kita nak happy, nak solve problem. Why do we have conflicts? We have conflicts because we have many ahead. That's why the soft skill here, you have to negotiate your way. All these things, contohnya 1, 2, 3, 4 items soft skill ni, it takes a lot of patience, sabar dan practice. Tak apa, yang number 4 ni for negotiation and conflict resolution ni, you can practice with your friends. Contohnya nak makan kat mana. Orang ni kalau dating panggil sayang ke ataupun oh no sayang, no. Macam tu. No sayang, ayu je sekarang. So maybe kalau you, no lagi buat macam ni. Betul, no sayang. Serius sekarang. So, contohnya nak pergi makan dekat mana. So if you have more than one opinion, that is where you can practice your soft skill on negotiation and how to resolve, how to get into the solution. Because if you don't, nanti bercakap lah. Nanti you nak masuk kerja, nak masuk office pun tak happy. Nampak pula dengan, the person yang you gaduh tu. Nanti tak happy, tak best. So you have to be patient and try to negotiate and just aim for the win-win and aim for the company focus. What company wants, for example, senang lah UMland. UMland, we are a property developer. Senang cakap macam ni, kita jual rumah, kita jual property, we have hotels, we have F&B, semua tu. Tapi yang contoh yang senang, maybe good example is selling house. We sell houses. So if you cannot, macam kita tengah marah kan, conflict is in there, and then it's time to negotiate. So when that happens and then you cannot really think straight, which is okay, which is human, we are all not robots. We have feelings, right? When that happens, this is what you do. You focus on company target, company vision and mission. Ada satu je, jual rumah. So you think all of this conflict, what you can do, yang gaduh-gaduh semua ni, what you can do to sell house. If you talk and you discuss everything that not aiming towards that, drop it. That is how. Yelah, cakap senang, ada orang cakap, Dr. Salasiah cakap senang lah. Bila dia dekat dalam nanti, sikit orang kan. I feel that sometimes, but I don't do it. It's a lot of patience. So number 5, empathy. Empathy is very important. Empathy, you guys faham tak maksud do you understand what is empathy? Kalau understand, buat emoji sikit empathy. Pandai. Ada buat cry. Good. Cry is good. Because betul. Because empathy is actually putting yourself at other people's shoes. Apa nama dia? Memahami orangnya. Sometimes macam example soft skill number 4. Orang tengah bergaduh, angry semua kan. Then the 5th soft skill is empathy. You try to put yourself in their shoes. Maybe dia tengah ada masalah ke? Maybe yang dia cakap tu sebenarnya is a solution for the company ke? So if you don't put yourself into other people's shoes, you akan macam seorang je lah, macam syok sendiri lah. So it's a must to feel empathy. But empathy ni is a big word. Dia one word kan, macam time management, collaboration, negotiation and conflict resolution for example. It's one word, very short word. Tapi dia punya meaning tu apa? Korang selalu cakap apa? Deep. So maybe you can research more about empathy, how to be lebih memahami, understand about other people. But that's okay if you find it difficult at the first time. Mula-mula masuk nanti kan, I dulu mula masuk kerja, the first time I get into the workforce, terkejut because why are these people arguing about work? But actually lama-lama baru I faham yang I get to understand that people fight at workforce so that things become better. Itu dia punya aim. So I pun practice jugalah. Apa korang selalu cakap in IG, Facebook, advising myself also, kan? Okay, number 6, I think everyone already know about creativity and problem solving. So like my previous slide, I always say that we are out there, we are paid to solve problems. So it's really important that you think out of the box. Semua orang cakap out of the box kan. Out of the box maksudnya you think not like other people. And then don't be afraid to voice out after listening lah, after number 2 lah, after listening. You don't be afraid to voice out your opinion. My trick and tip is, sometimes we get creative, but sometimes we are new. We just graduated. We are fresh grad. So kalau kita nak macam tunjuk pandai, we want to show that we are smart pun tak sedap juga. Kita macam takut, sometimes kita malu-malu. We are shy. So my advice, maybe when you get to the real world, masa dah kerja nanti, when you become big people, at first you find a mentor dekat dalam office. So dalam office tu you baiklah dengan someone, like for example kakak-kakak, some sisters, some brothers, and then you can share with them your creativity and then how you want to solve problems. So sometimes company, they don't really want to, not to take your opinion, but they don't want to, they have their hierarchy, so that managerial and above maybe can make decision that those are their responsibilities. But as new chap like you, maybe fresh grad, fresh from the university, maybe you can talk to someone to show your creativity and problem solving ideas. Okay, because kadang-kadang itulah I understand newcomers, new staff nak tunjuk kreatif sangat pun malu-malu kan, and then takut kita langgar prosedur company or langgar orang, then you try show your creativity or discuss your creativity with your superior or someone you trust. And then this is very important, last but definitely not least, is self-motivation. Because sometimes tak semestinya in working world, in your while you're studying also sometimes get demotivated, right? And then so much assignments and then so much lectures and exams, so you get self-motivated. So it's a soft skill to self-motivate yourself, to keep reminding yourself about the focus and about the reward that you will have at the end. Contoh kalau macam short term reward dia, gaji masa kerja kan, gaji. Itu short term. Akhir bulan mesti dapat duit. Dan boleh spend, boleh and buy the things that you like. So this is one of the ways to be self-motivated. And then don't be so stressed out sangat lah. My opinion to all of you young people, sometimes we are new, we are learning. So if you are good at listening, you practice your soft skill. We don't have to be perfect all the time. So you self-motivate yourself that you can do it bit by bit, then you can go far, because all these 7 soft skills, these are the things that interviewers will check or will gauge during your interview. And they will know. How they know? During the interview, they will ask you questions about your previous behavior, your previous experience at university, your previous activities. From these activities, from this experience, what you answer to the interviewers, to the employers, they will know what kind of person you are. Of course, your degree, your excellence in education is given lah. Maknanya yang itu basic, itu semua orang ada. Semua orang kena ada. They all must have it. Diploma or degree. Those are a must right now to show that you have the discipline to learn. But at the end of the day, all the 7 soft skill, those are the things that matters. Sometimes you terus sangat pandai, Dean's List bagus, tak bagus. Dean's List apa semua, and then very active at sports and many other things, kan, very good at academic. But if you don't have, for example, empathy, kan, perasaan yang memahami, take care of your work, take care of your time, take care of your body. So sometimes it's quite difficult for employers to take you. You must be balanced. Pandai, terus, academic, but at the same time, ada soft skill. So barulah you balance, tak adalah you macam jadi workaholic. So, okay. I still have time, ya, moderator?
Yes, Doctor, for about 10 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So thank you. So I'll be quick on the corporate versus entrepreneurship. So orang pun tanya, macam when you go out from your studies, what will you do? Macam confused, macam nak buat. Kan tadi dah pandai and then buat good and then emoji semua keluar pandai kan, which is good. So some of you, I know that you in UTM are very good at entrepreneurship. I ada jumpa few UTM students yang jual tudung. Jual tudung online. Ada kan? Ada? I want you to show hands. Any entrepreneurs while studying? Amira, Sky. Dua orang aja yang menjual-jual. Peminat yang menjual. Nur Hakimi. Nadia. Ada korang menjual sebenarnya tapi guna nama samaran kan. You do have entrepreneurship in you. Okay, good. Okay. So when you're thinking about corporate versus entrepreneurship, is actually up to you. Of course, everything is up to you. Nobody force you to do anything in this world. Lagi-lagi lah, alhamdulillah, we live in Malaysia, the democratic countries and other countries ada yang pun tak, they don't have the privilege, or sometimes they are war torn, for example. So you don't have any reasons not to do what you want. You are free to do what you want and what you love. So if you want to choose corporate is going to work with someone else. They are two working with someone else. Number one is working with corporate big companies. Or number two, work with small companies. Some ask me, kita keluar ni nak kerja dengan big company terus ke? Or you want to work with small companies? There are pros and cons in everything, even good things. Even good things also have pros and cons. For example, if you go out and you decide to work with big companies like Land, and then the structure is different, but you get to specialize and you get to learn how big companies work. You can contribute to the betterment of this big company. But if you go out and choose to work with small company or companies, it's not wrong. You can because small companies make you multitask like nobody's business. You have to do so many things, small things you have to do, and then it makes you terror. Penat sikit lah work in small companies, but it gives you opportunity to be all-rounder because you are new, you have fresh ideas, you have fresh energy, so you can do many things at small companies and learn. So those are the two things. But the third thing that you can do is also become entrepreneur on your own. I have seen some very, very young chaps, even younger than me, become millionaire. Macam contoh macam Nilofa tu dah bukan fresh grad lah kan, but then she is a great entrepreneur, walaupun ada kontroversi apa semua tu is normal for artis kan, but the entrepreneurship that she shows, so she doesn't have to work with other people, she just have to open her own company and then sell what she wants to sell, whether it's product or services. That you can do also. But before you venture into all this corporate ataupun nak become usahawan, you must think about many things also. There are pros and cons, tak ada yang salah, tak ada yang betul. Unless you nak buat benda salah lah. Contohnya you nak terjun tingkap. Then it's wrong. Then don't do it, because I just say just now, oh, you do whatever you want. You are young. Tapi jangan buat benda yang salah lah. Yang betul semua boleh buat. But yang salah, please don't do. For example, there are so many things here, even stability. For example, stability. If you work with others, in other companies, you get that stability. But if you work on your own, you must struggle a little bit to find your stability in your own business. But for example, in terms of money, companies give you steady money. Kan orang cakap, or your parents cakap tiap bulan cucuk duit keluar dari bank. You know, you go to the ATM, then your salary is there. But that means it's stability in money, confirm money every month. But if you have your own business, entrepreneurship, money is like a wave. Sometimes big waves, sometimes small waves. It depends on your hard work. It's not that corporate world you don't have to work hard. It's different. It's different in terms of money. Other things also, freedom for example. And then sometimes students share experience with me, and then they said, if you become entrepreneurs, you are more free, you are freer, you have more freedom. I would say yes or no, because of course in a corporate world, or when you work with other people in other companies, you are bound to rules, good rules. That means clock in, clock out, or you have flexible work hours, something like that. But the freedom for entrepreneurship pun tak juga sebenarnya. You are bound into your own dreams, target. So freedom is actually pro and cons in both. Many other things that here you can see, flexibility is different when you working with other people or when you working with your own business. Stress I tulis kat sini, I wrote here, but I think stress is everywhere, not just in corporate world or your own business as an entrepreneur. Stress at home also. Pagi tadi I stress. Cari baju taekwondo, tak jumpa. My son tanya, where mama? Where my taekwondo? Like I wear the taekwondo shirt. I stress. So that stress actually comes with you everywhere. But what you do is manage your time. When you manage your time, you can manage your stress. So out of the many things that you have to think, pro and cons, jadi usahawan macam best, or jadi kerja dengan big companies macam best, tapi tak tahu kan. You have to weigh. But at the end of the day, it comes to two only. Ni banyak kan? Sebenarnya ada banyak lagi. So many. But not enough screen. So I cannot put too many. But at the end of the day, it boils down to two only to consider: your passion and your expertise. So sometimes you have the passion ni nak jadi entrepreneur, for example, but you don't have the means. For example, you don't have capital, kan, modal, or sometimes you are afraid about afraid is okay. Afraid is okay. Sometimes it will make you, on your feet, berjaga-jaga. So sometimes you have the passion, but you don't have the capital. So, but you really want to do it, I would say you do it, because when you have passion, you will do what you want to do. But number two, you must also really, really think about your expertise. Contoh, ada orang memang tak boleh, memang nak work on their own. So even though the expertise, for example, you take a course in university, but it's actually not what you really expert on. For example, marketing tudung online. So you must follow your expertise also. Because when you don't know how to do some things, then it's difficult for you to move forward. So you must really think hard of your own expertise. Sekarang ni you pandai apa, biology ke or entrepreneurship? Then you follow your expertise. If you are afraid to follow, or if you are not sure about your passion, I just want to share here that honestly, good to share. Tapi I rasa ada juga yang sama dengan I. Our work, our career, sometimes is not the same with your passion, and it's okay. Now I'm working in a property development company under strategic management. I love it, but okay, salah guna perkataan. I like it, but I love music. Macam tu. I love music, and I perasan I boleh jadi glamour. But then I perasan I boleh jadi glamour tu is not my expertise. Yang expert tu macam Siti Nurhaliza, suaranya merdu, or those musicians yang boleh main music apa semua. Itu yang dia expert, skill, knowledge and skill. Passion saja tak cukup. So what I do is I work. Those are the things that I'm expert in. I work, but at the same time, I don't I don't forget my passion. So that's why every weekend I will help my family business in Melaka, in my family business music school. We have a music school. So at least you stress dekat kerja, you still have your hobby and you still have your passion. Sama juga terbalik tadi. If you have your own company, for example, so it's you can also have your passion somewhere else while you are working, whether you are entrepreneurs or you are working with someone else, or like big companies. So I think my point here is you have to think really hard about these two. Kadang-kadang passion kita ada tapi tak expert. Kadang-kadang kita expert in something tapi kita tak ada passion. But through my experience, you still can be an expert about something and be passionate about something else juga. So nak tanya kat sini, ramai tak yang suka muzik? Ke semua? Ramai. Ramainya. Okay, good. Okay, so promote sekali. Sometimes I am invited to be a host for music event. So I dekat office tak boleh lah nak, macam buk sangat kan, malulah kan. Kita nak pergi meeting ni, nak cakap pasal kan, or collaboration, international collaboration kan, and then you will be good at your job at that time. But during my spare time, I also teach music, teach vocal, and then become host of music events, and I love it so much. So I want you to do the same. You must be good at something, expertise, yang sebelah kanan tu expertise, but you must also be passionate about something. Ini dua mesti kena ada. Passion saja tapi tak pandai tak boleh. Pandai saja tak ada passion tak boleh juga. So these two, out of these many things, these two you must have. Sebab I tak nak leave you with all these many things. Nanti you rasa macam Allah banyaknya nak fikir. Ingatkan attend talk ni boleh dapat tips yang straightforward. So that's why I boil it down to these two, and I hope that you be having fun. Lagi banyak kali I cakap tadi, you are young kan. Masa I was younger, your age, I work part time masa dekat Australia. Alah kerja yang repek kan, but then it was fun. And then pergi hiking. You guys dalam ni mesti ada gang hiking. I love hiking dulu. Siapa yang, tu ada yang suka hiking kan. Tapi sekarang dah tak boleh hiking, dah macam mencungap, tak boleh lagi. And then I used to, swim a lot, and then cuma backpacking je I tak berani. If I am, courageous young men and ladies, I mesti pergi backpacking yang selamat tu. So my advice is, before you enter the real world, you enjoy yourself with all these activities. Because once you work, nanti dah ada komitmen kan, responsibility, itu semua kena jalankan, because itu nasi you and tanggungjawab you kan, nak jadikan rezeki you halal. So tapi now is the time for you to enjoy and do everything you want to do. Best tau jadi muda ni. Sekarang ni nak buat banyak benda pun tak ada tenaga. Okay, so I think that is all from me regarding soft skills, and what are the things that you need, and then regarding what you should choose. You should choose whether you want to be working with other people or whether you want to be working for yourself, which is being a business owner or become entrepreneurs. I wish you all the best, and you can contact me anytime because you have my Facebook. You boleh PM I, and then I can also guide you into how to get a job and how to answer questions, and because before I tak tahu, nobody guided me. So now you have not just me, I think our presenter after this also, Mr. Tan, a lot of experience, and many other mentors also out there to guide you, and you should be happy and be very thankful for QOQ KTDI career week also, that give you a lot of tips how to enter career world. So that is all from me. If you have any questions, I can read over there also and answer you. Kalau tak ada question, maknanya memang confirm lah pandai. Kita ni budak-budak UTM, memang confirm kita pandai. Tak ada soalan.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Salasiah, for sharing really an inspiring and useful tips and experiences with us this evening. So now, without further ado, we will begin our Q&A session with Dr. Salasiah. For anyone who wants to ask a question, please unmute your microphone and turn on your webcam. Or if you are shy, you can just write your questions in the chat box and I will ask the questions for you.
I saw one question and I'll be waiting for other question. So maybe I address that one question first. How do you know what soft skill I lack, right? How do you know? Sometimes rasa macam dah semua dah cukup dah. Okay, how you know is by looking at your past experience. Okay, past experience yang mudah-mudah, yang easy one. Tak payah nak cari what past experience that really bothers me, or it's a conflict to me. No need. Yang mudah-mudah je. For example, listening. Listening skill. So you see backwards. What are the things that, macam for example when you do assignments or talking to your friends, tapi tak boleh nak solve the problem in assignment, for example. So you have to look back. Maybe I wasn't listening very much. Sebab kalau you listening, takkan tak boleh nak solve the problem kan? Okay, those is one of the ways to analyze apa yang you lacking sebenarnya by looking at your past experience. Lepas tu, of course that past experience mestilah ada solution dia kan, sama ada terbiar ataupun success ataupun not success. So you already see the pattern on your past experience, so you reflect. Oh, at that time I buat assignment. Lepas tu I wasn't listening to my team members. Lepas tu bila submit salah. Then you know, oh, I lack skill. I did not listen to my friend. That's why. Tak boleh buat lagi lah dekat office. Tak boleh, kena dengar. Contoh. And itu tips number 1. How to know what you lack. Number 2, how you know that you lack of something. You try with your friends or with your family. Try first. Contoh, negotiation skill. Tadi looking, tadi reflect on your previous kan. Nanti aku, macam tu. But ni future you test. Okay, test. Negotiate with your sister or your brother for something that you really want, and then that person really want to. One thing. Contoh macam ada satu barang or satu perkara or satu barang or satu decision, but both want different things. At that time, you test your skill. Kalau tak boleh juga nak solve, then you know you are lacking there. For example, your mom wants to give one laptop lah best, iPhone lah best. Only one new iPhone between you and your brother ke, between you and your another sibling. Time tu you negotiate. Then you know, boleh dapat ke tidak iPhone tu. Kalau dapat cara dia macam mana? Bergaduh ke? Tumbuk dia ke? Which is cannot. Or how you negotiate. Then if you cannot solve, that means you're lacking. Then you do research. Because other than what I've informed you, ada banyak lagi dekat dalam Mr. Google that explain to you what you can do. Or you ask a mentor. For example, your mom or your dad. You said you want to give us an iPhone, then we cannot negotiate now, mom, what can I do? Your mom will tell you. You ni tak boleh lah nak negotiate with your brother. Why not you do this? Sometimes orang tua, which is not me, sometimes orang tua, diorang lagi banyak makan garam dari kita kan. They know the solutions. At that time, then you know you are lacking, plus the solution.
Thank you, Doctor, for the answers given, which I believe will become really helpful when we enter the career world in the future. So there is one question from Sharif Muhammad Iskandar. He asked, I want to know if there's any tips to improve time management skills.
Okay. If you need that tips, I also need. So let's do it together. All right. What I do from my experience is make a list. Tapi mula-mula tu macam malasnya, too lazy to make a list. I have so many things nak manage time ni. I don't have time to make a list. If I make a list, then it will be in the list of my time management time list. But what I can tell you, a list is super duper important. List mesti buat, tak boleh letak sini. For God's sake, we are not computer, we are not robots. We must write down a list. I do few ways. Then I discover apa yang I lagi senang. I know that Tun Mahathir, dia ada buku kecil. You all tak tahu kot, you all Gen Y, Z, millennial. I tak tahu I Gen apa dah. But Tun M dia ada buku kita orang panggil dia 35 tau. Dia kecil, and then at the front of the book, very small book, dia tulis 555. So kita panggil dia buku 35. Dulu orang panggil dia buku hutang. Tapi Tun M selalu bawa buku 35 tu to write down whatever he wants to remember. Tapi Tun M of course lah, dia dah higher level kan, so dia maybe dia jot down dia punya idea, yang I pula jot down grocery list. Tapi that is my point. You must have a list. Bila you tulis you punya list, then you know macam mana you nak manage your time. Mana nak buat dulu. You sendiri tahu, orang lain tak payah bagi tahu you. You tengok list tu you tahu. So I selalu dulu I ada diary, dan ada buku apa semua. Sekarang you nak tahu I tulis list tu mana? Dalam WhatsApp. I WhatsApp diri I sendiri. I ada satu WhatsApp diri sendiri. I nak tunjuk tapi I malu sebab my list dia ada campur sikit dengan beli beras. Telur dah habis dalam fridge. I malu nak tunjuk. Tapi that is my experience. Until now, I dah pernah ada buku 35 yang Tun M tu I tak pernah ada. I pernah ada diary and I ada notebook. I always write down my list. Lepas tu I cancel. Macam tu. That's how I manage my time. And then bila I dah buat yang penting-penting dulu kan, so yang tak berapa penting tu seem easier for me. So I will find time untuk multitask. Multitask tu maknanya you buat big things in your list, yang priority tu kan. But yang small things still ada dalam list tu, you masukkan while you are doing other things like waiting kan. Waiting for boss punya feedback, then you buat email. Sebab dalam tu ada list juga kan. So you strike up. Believe me, trust me, just trust me. bila you strike out your list kan, you feel happy. Because I know it sounds lame. People have millions of dollars and people can travel sampai pergi overseas, and then people have jet plane or yacht. Itu baru happy kan. Tapi kalau if I strike my list tu, happy gila. Dah siap. Telur dah beli. Baju taekwondo anak dah siap. Baju. And then kerja kat office pun dah siap. So, you will feel so much better and you can manage your time to do what is important first if you have that list. Good luck buat list.
So thank you so much, Doctor, for the answers given for the Q&A session. So we will now continue our program with the second session. I will briefly introduce our guest panel profile and achievements. So the name of our second panel is Mr. Tan Choon Seng. He received his bachelor's degree in Science, Electronic and Electrical Engineering in Leeds Metropolitan University, England. He graduated from Warwick University with Masters in Business Administration, and he has more than 30 years experiences in various technology-based industries. Everyone, please welcome Mr. Tan.
Yeah. Hello. Good afternoon, everybody. Can you see me?
Yes, we can see you.
Okay. My topic here is getting jobs and building excellent work life for everybody. How we go through is get your mindset right. Then you must have a desire, the hunger to pursue and work hard. Then you got an action plan. And resilient is a very tough word, but it's part of a soft skill, and then you will get success. Let me introduce my team of A team here. Okay. I won't be able to do it without my team. I have the chief here is KP Lee. He started all this a long time ago, nearly 5 years ago. We went through Polytechnic, doing employability and skills. And then we moved to Arau, Polytechnic, then we moved to universities. Now, there's KP here. Say hello. Yes, can you see KP here? Hi, hello. Hi. Yeah. And then we have the Mr. Make It Happen guy, our Brandon. All right. Anything on business development and connection is Brandon. Everyone. Now, coming back to me, I'm what I call a transformer. I help to transform things that happen. What we have done here is basically a lot of experience that we have acquired over the last 4 or 5 years as far as soft skill, graduate, employability, and placement. Now, what we have done is these are the universities that we have worked with: UTM, UTEM, UMP, and UUM. We are still doing a lot of work with UUM and UTM blockchain, which is reskilling and employability and placement. The other polytechnics are down there. Now, if you look at the gallery down there, these are all the people who are involved. We did a face-to-face, a group activities, and what we do is we get them involved in the group activities so that we can get their thought process, the way they do things, and then we coach them. Okay, these are the paths that you will go through. I think you both, all of you are graduated, right? If you graduating or graduated, then you will move into expectation and reality. Then we go up the path to success. Now, first one is expectation and reality. Through our experience, a lot of graduates, they have this mindset that they would have no problem landing a very good job. They can be choosy, but not all of them probably. Good job to use their knowledge. They should get good salary, nice, comfortable job, a white collar, sit behind the desk maybe. And then they will then make the community and family proud as they graduated and walk into a desirable job. But in reality, it's not as simple as that. Number one, depend on your grade. What grade are you on? If you are first class honors, most likely you would have walked into any jobs of your choice and you will do it in less than 2 months. In our placement, you will apply and it probably take 2 months to get the job. As far as you are second class and below, there may be some work you need to do. Then, most likely, you will get rejection a few times. One rejection is when you apply, you may not get shortlisted. And you sit there and you start wondering, why am I applying so many jobs and I still don't get shortlisted? We will provide that kind of coaching and advice to most of them. Very competitive job market now. Because of pandemic, a lot of people who are graduating 1 year, 2 years into the jobs, they get retrenched. They are the one you are competing against because they are the one who are the last in, first out. And they will probably be competing with you. If you look at all the job description, most of the job description now has encouraged graduate and preferably 1 or 2 years experience. This is when the sign of competitive in that job position in the job market. Salary has dropped drastically. 2-3 years ago, the salary for a graduate will be around 2.8, average 2.8 per month. Now you're probably seeing about 1.8, 2,000. This is because the market has changed and because the employer gets a bit more choice and they are willing to get people who are willing to come out with a low salary. Now, this is a very, very difficult things to say because if you're living in Kelantan or Terengganu or Kedah or Perlis, most likely you would like to find jobs around your neighborhood. Unfortunately, most of the jobs there are not the kind that wants your knowledge and use your knowledge. So you have to venture out. I have one case where this graduates from UTM. He got an electrical, he's on a second class, and he's willing to move to Ipoh era for a very, very low salary. He was happy about it. He's willing to do. So the choice is up to the people who are looking for jobs. Relocation nightmare, because when you want to move to KL and you want to move to Selangor, you have to find a place, you have to find a location. If the company allows you housing or hostel, so much better. If not, then you have to find, and the cost involved will be, you'll be surprised how much it will cost to rent a room, rent a house. Apply job within your means and reach not every job. There was one case I found that in 1 month she applied 200 jobs. and didn't get any shortlisting. When I asked her why, she said, I apply every job there is vacant, which is not very likely that she will get because she never looked at the job description and never applied smartly. Expectation may need to be lower. Some people aspire to be a R&D engineer or in development engineer, new product introduction, which is a very nice cushy job. But depending on their grade and their technical skills and their internships, they may not be able to get that. So they may have to lower the lower tier kind of job. I will explain when I do apply smart. Okay. Second one is chart your career path. Before you look for a job, you have to be able to have what you call self-motivation, vision of what you want to do in your life, career and life. We have this development framework called DVEP, vision, expectation, exploring the options, and then plan of actions. Now, most of this, I'm quite sure if the committee can help me, they have got the handout from me, right? Have they got the handout yet? Anyone from the committee, can you say that? Can you confirm? Now, a strong vision powers your self-motivation skill. This is one of the soft skills that you need. Motivation skill is about self-motivation is your own internal dynamo. You kick in when you want to do a lot of things without even expectation or money. You just want to achieve success. That's called self-motivation skill from your internal dynamo. Then it will then drive hard for you to chart and work hard towards a successful career. That vision, what does vision do? They give you a purpose in life. What do you want to do? Like when you are young, when your parents ask you, what do you want to do when you grow up? Some people want to be a doctor, some people are astronauts. That's the purpose in life. Self-motivation, the mission, how to get there, what I need to do to get there. Positive, it generates a positive approach to life, positive, which you need when you are in difficulty or adverse situation with self-belief. It's a tunnel for the light, and it helps you to be aligned when you are in a what we call a limbo. Right? This is an example of vision. And what is the mission? To develop strength to achieve true value, mental, physical, and financial aspect of life. Now, we're coming to setting your emotion right. This three is the most critical, as the first thing you want is a self-belief. If you don't have self-belief when you go for an interview, because I train recruiters, so I understand, I can see the body language. You can see a person who has lack of self-belief. Some interviewer, they tend to be very nice, very, like Dr. Salasiah, very nice, very accommodating, but some could be nasty. And they could give a hard thing for you. But try to have self-belief. Try to build a self-belief. You can do it because you got vision. You got a strong vision, then you would have a strong self-belief. Passion to do what you want to do. If you are in the electronic discipline or you are in the chemical discipline, you should have a passion to do that. Confident. How confident are you? Are you listening or I turn off the mic?
Yes, we can listen you.
Okay. Yeah. So quiet, everybody. And self-confident. I don't mean confident alone, it's self-confident. When you speak, you speak clearly, and no mumble, no mumbling, and very fluent, very confident. Mindset. This is what I get from, you know, this actor, right? Leonardo DiCaprio. Right? He says, stop waiting for things to happen. Go out and make it happen. So if you are a graduate, you are full of energy, you have good vision, you have strong belief, go out and make it happen rather than sit down, apply, like desktop, expect things to happen. I have one student from Polytechnic Kuching, Sarawak. The guy actually cycled to the factory near his location and submit his resume, and he got a job in Longji, Sarawak. The guy is very hardworking. He's willing to do that, and he managed to land his job in Longji, Kuching, Sarawak, and he's still there after 5 years or 6 years. Next, upgrade your desired skills. Okay. Now, earlier, I remember the session you were talking about what is desired skills, soft skills. Now, we talk about competence rather than skills. First thing is technical competence, technical IQ, which most of you would have anyway because you got to become pre-graduates and you would probably be, even if you were the graduate with second class honors. Actually, I am second class, lower second class, so make no difference with that. It's not just the first class honors that get good jobs. It may happen to everybody who worked hard and very focused. Now, only for competence and performance, only 10% of it is depend on your technical skills. The rest are EQ. EQ is what we call soft skills. What are the soft skills? One, you need technical acumen for engineering people and engineering. Like UUM, they will have business acumen, management acumen. Personal management, one of the things that was mentioned earlier, question was, how do you manage time? How do you organize yourself well? How to make sure that everything is arranged and organized in the right way? I must compliment the committee members for well-run show today because I get a lot of interaction with all of them. And most of them are like clockwork, they're military clockwork. Thank you very much from the committee members that organize this. And you should be able to put a pat on your back. Self-motivation, which I mentioned earlier, which is about vision, mission. Communication skill. Communication is more than just talking. It's about listening to a message or a message conveyed by the other person. Listen, then you understand, then you only understand before you talk. So when you talk clearly. Not when I was in England, I first started, they called me Manglish because our English is very Malaysian, campur bahasa Malay, Manglish. Here we are talking about English as British English, which is plain English. Now that will be a good test because in the interviewing that you will go through, you will pass or fail in your interview through communication skill. How you communicate yourself, how you carry yourself. Professionalism and ethics. Professionalism about analytical skills, about ability to doing the right things and education. There are many cases of professionalism I know, which happens when the person actually do what we call shortcut and then just undermine their professionalism. There was one case I know from one of the HR trainee I had. where the engineer was disciplined and fired because she switched the serial number. Team working. Like this that we're going through now, the committee has a good team working skills. Everybody got their assigned their own role. Creative problem solving. I don't mean just problem solving, creative. Creative is think out of the box, solve a problem with many, many options, and then you solve it right. Critical thinking and decision making. As you get along, when you become an engineer, you become a senior engineer, as you move up, there is more demand for what we call thinking critically and making right decisions. As you go into leadership level, that's when decision making is paramount. Creativity and innovation. Creativity is more than just think out of the box, the ability to come out with ideas, brand. That's from the perspective of R&D. Resilient. What is resilient is just toughness to handle every problem that you face. Some are easy, some are difficult problems. Leadership, or now you're moving to leadership skills. Okay. Then, when you become a general manager, up to that level, you start wondering, where am I going to go now? Am I going to becoming a director or vice president, president, or I may go into what we call own business. Okay. This is a sample I took from a company that I did on competence. And if you look closely, the numbers that shows those people who need what we call skill development. That means they need skill because their gap, the skill gaps are too low. They are not at a targeted level. If you look closely, the highest is communication skills. This is a company that does what we call engine, designing engine and then making engines. Okay, now we are supposed to do a video. I think the video, the quality was not that good. But if you look closely at the people in this gallery, you see a lot of them, when we first started, they are very, very quiet. And as they get along, they start getting themselves involved in exercise. They start getting more brave and they start coming out of the shell and they start expressing themselves. Okay. So now how is the job situation? There are still plenty of job situations. What I did was when I did some job placement or even engineering jobs alone, there are about 200 at least per week that are advertised for vacancies. There's always a need for a new graduate called newbies, because newbies do all the hard work. They go around, they did all this laying out work and all these works that's normally done by the older people, but now the younger people have more energy to do this work. It's very competitive, like I said before. Where to find now? That's a big issue. Where to find? So they are still waiting for you. Profile of a new recruit that employer desire. You need good in at least 12 skills. If you have good in 12 skills, then your chances of going to get a job will be faster. Because if you are in a curriculum activities, then most likely you will have most of the skills, organization skills, leadership, team working, communication, relationship. Now, you must be dynamic and adaptable, because that's one thing they will ask you. If you are given a task and supervised, and you have never come across a task like that before, what would you do? You would be able to do like learning yourself, self-learning, helping, get some assistant, light assistant, and do your work. Fit in the job that's advertised and the company. Immediate contributing. When you join and you get a letter of offer, when you first started, you will be starting to contribute to the company. When I first got my job in England after my graduates, I had to start contributing because I'm in a Masale world. So immediately my supervisor gave me some tasks to do and I have to start contributing. I cannot wait and for advice or assistance. Integrate into the core workers structure. Normally in a company there are non-core and core. A core working must the people who are in the succession plan, they have planned for you, and because you are core, they will develop you well. If non-core, sometimes they call it non-executive. Now, next thing, resume. A lot of people take their resume from templates. A resume gives you the first impression and intent that you will pass to the company. It must be powerful, simple, with a pitching statement and a lot of oomph. Example of elements of professional resume is your profile with nice pictures, your career summary, okay, which is a pitching statement, or what is your career objective. Don't worry, I'll show you the sample in a moment. Then the next thing is your work experience, internship and final year projects. They want to see what have you done, and they want to see from there whether you are immediately contributing or you're going to take a while before you get that academic qualification. Don't call it education background, call it academic qualification. So you must give CGPA grade with key modules in result of degree course. I have people who do biomedical discipline or some doing nuclear engineering, that's UTM. I asked them to provide me the key modules with results. Then the recruiters would have the idea of what are the knowledge that you have. Technical skills. Rate your technical skills 1 to 5. 1 is been basic, it's like AutoCAD or WorkSim. What is your rating? You rate yourself. Obviously, you must be professional and ethical. You don't rate yourself too high because you'll be found out. Certification, if you have a lot of certification put in there. Soft skill, better with certifications. Extra curriculum activity, I'm quite sure most of the committee members would have a string of extra curriculum activities there. Additional information like, do you have a driving license? Are you relocatable? Things like that. Reference. Don't worry, the next sample I'll show you all the elements. It's good to put 2 referees, not 1. Some they put, we will provide if you request. Don't do that. Just put in the 2 referees because recruiters have no time to actually wait and call you and ask for the reference. Pitch statement. In Job Street, in some of the application, they ask you, can you give a pitching statement? This is a sample here. I believe I have the right technical acumen, knowledge and application and skill to fit into the job or whatever position, as well as all the qualities. This is a sample of the resume. I have provided this to the committee. I'm quite sure you can get a sample. It is in a Microsoft Word format, very simple Word format. You don't need a high in 4 or 5 rating in Microsoft Word to do this. Some people, they take a template from somewhere, Google, and then they try it. But when you start changing it, the things start running here and there. So it becomes very messy. What I do is, this is a very simple Microsoft Word. If your rating is about 3, you will probably be able to fill up all these things from the templates. Academic qualifications, and you'll see the subjects with the grades there, and then final year project, and then your other doing diploma holder or SPM. This is the technical skill 1 to 5, and language skills. Nowadays, English and Bahasa become mandatory. Sometimes they want trilingual. Trilingual as maybe Arab or maybe Mandarin or some Korean, some Japanese, French. So they need the trilingual now. These are the sample of soft skills, 1 to 5. And then extracurricular activities. Now, expected salary, please, if I were you, don't put in an amount, because the market salary changes. If you put too high, they will reject you. What you can best do is to marketable market rate. Then you just put in a range. Next one is apply smartly. There are 3 tiers that we recommend. One, the first one is first class honors. Most positions that you can walk in or do well and you will be accepted is design position, development position, or management position. Then if you are on a second class, now it's upper second and lower second, you can go into instant field work, support engineer, process engineer, maintenance, and production positions. Now, if you are lower than that, then you should be looking at lower tier, which is junior position, trainee, and sometimes technician level. Just trust me, because if you try and you have not the kind of grade and you try to apply for premier tiers, you will be disappointed because you will never be shortlisted. And that's a problem, because when it comes to me, I ask them, how many jobs have you applied? I apply 100 jobs. I'm very frustrated and sad because I don't get one shot. Then I ask them, look for the resume, and then I ask them what is the job position they are looking for, and that's what they do. They overextend themselves to try to apply for every job. These are job descriptions. Please, when you apply, look at the job position. First thing you have to look at is what are you supposed to do there? Okay? If you don't have the skill, for instance, some of them are semen testing equipment. If you don't have the skill, please go try to apply. If they say it's advantageous to know how to use semen test kits or whatever, then it would not work. Then the others is the fresh grads. This is a Huawei advertise. Every year, Huawei will look for fresh graduates 2 times a year. And then we have this candidates. Now, next one is shortlisting and ace your interview. When you have an interview, the guideline is always prepare yourself well. What you do is you need to talk to your friend, get your friend or your family to help you. They ask interviewing questions, and then you answer with confidence, self-belief, and communication. Then they'll rate you 1 to 5 or 1 to 10. You try to make it and practice a lot, then you become good at it, and you can answer competently. While attending interview, wear smart, neat. Have respect for the company, because some people go in not well groomed, and that will be a problem for them because you don't show respect to the company, and the interviewer may give you a hard time. Walk upright, confident, and look interviewing. I train recruiters, so I ask them to look at the body language of confident, of walking upright, always there. When ask a question, pause, think, and compose your sentence, then answer clearly, loudly, smoothly. Now, if people ask you, are you a team worker? Don't immediately reply yes, because that is too arrogant. And they will then say, oh, so how are you good team worker? What you do is pause for 1 or 2 seconds, because when you are talking, when you want to talk, they are listening. So they are waiting for your answer. You got the chance to control communication by talking later. Let them in suspense for a while before talk. Compose your sentence 2, 3 sentences ahead, and don't use joining words like mumble. Oh, it is about a sign of nervousness and sign of that you never think clearly about the 3 sentences you're going to say. And look them in the eyes. If you want to be able to tell not the truth, look them in the eyes as well. This is the training we went through, and we go through a session of interviewing. Everyone goes to the interview session. Now, this is the experience that we have from people who went through the interview. I just got one recently from the left side. She got a bit of a vision impairment, and she talked to me. I advised her, and she said she had the best experience because first time she went for an interview with all this advice given, and she said it was a very good experience. Whether she get a job, I think she do, because her English is very good. And she's well taught up sentence. So I'm very sure she should be able to get a job. The other two, using our interview guidelines, which you all have, they submitted to you. And the last one was I got a job. Now, what are the questions that they always ask? Normally, 8 out of 10 times they will ask this kind of describe about yourself. Why they do that is they want you to be comfortable before they ask difficult questions. So when they ask you about describe about yourself, they want you to be at ease and explain. Describing yourself is so simple. But if you are nervous and you don't think well, then you fumble your answers, then they don't see your self-belief, your confidence is there. Are you a team player? Think about what I say. Don't immediately say, yes, of course. Some people say, yes, of course. Don't do that. Just pause for 1 or 2 seconds, keep them in suspense. Say, yes, I am a team player. Why? Oh, I joined the curriculum activities. I'm a committee member of this, like most of the people here, organize things, we communicate with each other, each one do their role, their task. Rate yourself communication skill from 1 to 10. 1 being weak. These are typical questions that you ask. What motivates you? Most people, when you talk about motivation, the right answer and the best answer is my career and my family. Have you solved difficult problem before? How do you do it? What's your outcome? Have you been in a stressful situation? Because nowadays jobs become more stressful. They want to see how you handle stressful assignment. Can you work under minimum supervision? Now, this is a very tricky question. What is your expectation from the company? All right. Now, if I were you, I would say I want a good career progression with your company, and the salary is market value between X amount and negotiable. Don't straight away put I want the 4,000 per month. You are not going to get very good from that. stay top and resilient. Why I say top is most of you would not be shortlisted so fast. Not successful interview. Well, I got one lady who interviewed more than 4 times a day, and she still not got shortlisted. First class honors. But I asked her, she do not want to be so frank to tell me. It's her lack of communication skills. Facing rejection and failure. I'm quite sure when you go to universities, you study, you get not good result, you feel failure a bit. This is the kind of failure that you will feel, the kind of feeling you will feel when you don't get jobs. Definitely you'll feel down, sad and frustrated. One thing you don't do is don't stay silent. Don't stay silent as malu. Malu kena cakap dengan pak, mak, malu dengan kawan cakap. Don't be malu, just talk to people. You will then help you to repair your confidence. Because most of you are graduates. You have reached a certain level of technical skills. So it is easy for you to not be malu. You have got certain level of quality. Don't lose self-esteem. The last one is after failure, after it builds up all the bad, the hard feeling, you lose self-esteem is you don't want to lose that. How do you go about it? Be positive. Think of vision again. Don't be silent. I've got a queue for 5 more minutes now. I almost finished here already. Okay? Now, success seems easy, but below the iceberg is all the hard work that you put in. And then this hard work has to happen. These are the thrills of success. And we are happy for them because when they are successful, we feel, and most of them will come back and say, oh, I'm very happy because I got my jobs. Now, look at here. All right, I finished on time, right? Because I got till 5 minutes. Any questions from all of you? Feel free to ask because this is the right time for you to ask from experts like myself and Brendan and KP. Any questions?
Anyone who wants to ask a question can turn on your webcam and microphone, or you can write your questions in the chat box.
So I say something not right. Hang on, huh? Let me get this right. I'll show preview. Then, how to build self-confidence? Is that a question? Did somebody ask that? I had to put on my. Hang on a moment, huh? Hang on a moment, huh? Let me put this. I'm not used to. Am my speaker on?
Sorry, sir, where is it?
Let me see how I get myself.
Oh, okay.
No, how to this is my make it happen guy. I want a full screen so let's see. Yeah, okay. Okay. So how to build self-confidence, right? Is that what somebody asked?
Yes, someone
Ah,
asked, can you give some tips to build our self-confidence?
okay. If you want to build self-confidence, depend on whether you're introvert or extrovert. If you are an introvert, the best way to build self-confidence is to talk to people you know, and you build your self-confidence by talking to them, getting response. And from the vision, you build what we call uh, self-motivation. Is that the right? I'll see. Okay. How to build self? Does that answer your question? Any more
Yes, sir, I
questions?
think it answered.
Dr. Salasiah said, what generation? I am Gen Baby Bloomer. I am working experience as a cashier before. Yes, please put it in because it shows you are working. It shows that you know how to go to SOP, know your working procedures, and you should put it. But don't put it as the top, the highest one. Okay, highest one should be your intention. Does that answer your?
Yes, Mr. Tan, I think we are at the same age area. It's just that I'm in denial.
Hello,
Say again.
Mr. Tan.
Same age area.
I just
Hello, can you
echoing
guys
here.
hear
There.
me?
Can you do again? Can you speak again?
Hello, Mr. Tan. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. I have some
Yes.
question
Now
to you. Besides, we
go
have
on.
to find our jobs using interview. I also already survey some application to find jobs after we graduated from university, such as LinkedIn. Can you give your opinion on the LinkedIn and how can we make a better resume or a better profile in the LinkedIn application or software?
Okay, software. One thing about the market now, software is highest paid one. We had this UTM about 8 people who are software engineering. All of them have good jobs, and their salary is 3,000 above. Only a software engineering, right? Not IT, not network. Network also would be if you are Cisco. But software engineering is the highest demand, but the most stressful. Because I have one case where one lady who went into work in a company and working in software, and each one do their own work, and she felt she was not helped. Nobody helped her because everybody is busy doing their work, and then she felt that they seems to be ignoring her. It seems to be uh, losing his self-esteem. And then she started coming to tell me that she is mental breakdown. I say, I think you better not do this kind of work. But she likes the position and she likes the pay. Does that answer your question? Online interview.
Yeah, actually, I
Okay,
want
go
to
on.
ask your opinion about the LinkedIn application.
Again, can you say again, please?
I want to ask about your opinion through the LinkedIn application. Just like I don't have a really full understand about that application LinkedIn, but I know that LinkedIn will help us to find our job, especially for graduated candidates. So can
So
you
how
give
to find jobs, you mean?
some suggestion to make a better to make our profile in LinkedIn is better, so we can find job easily in the future?
Okay, first thing first is your resume. I'm giving the sample to you. Please follow the sample because recruiters, when they shortlisting, they got a job description, then they evaluate your resume from there. Okay, it will be normally your profile. Sometimes it's best not to put your resident address because if you put your resident address, the first thing they will ask is how can this person reallocate himself or herself from this place to here at such a salary. So best is to not put resident address in, put your LinkedIn, put your Instagram, or put your mobile email address. But try not to put your resident address. And in the other information, you put relocatable. And the way we go about doing, that's why I said our team is called an A team because we, every day I sit and list out all the jobs for new graduates. And most of the jobs that I highlighted to them are jobs that they can walk in, they stand a better chance of getting shortlisted. For you to find jobs, you have to look at the job description. But you have to start with a resume. Right? A good resume, a solid resume must have the elements that I listed down here. I think you all have the handout. Please go to the handout. Okay? And if you need any assistance, by all means, the committee members have my WhatsApp numbers, and I can help to look at your resume and correct. Most of the people under our placement, we actually advise them on the resume change. There was one lady who do biomedicals. Her grade is not very high, and she has after 1.5 months she didn't get shortlisting. So I look at the resume, I advise her to change the resume, and next moment she got interview in two weeks time, and then got the job. All right.
All right, thank you for the answer, Mr. Tan.
Is that okay? So any more
Okay, that's good.
questions? Please feel free to ask. This is the only session you have because
Some question asking you when they work as a cashier, do they need to
yeah, I answered already. As a cashier, it helps because they look at your ability to follow procedures, methodology and procedures, and your teamwork, and your ability to listen to instructions. A lot of young people, one of the problem is they don't listen to instructions from the managers or supervisors, and they get things wrong, and then they will be like disrespect, and that's not right. So if you are doing cashier work, we have a lot of all these people who are under our placement doing work. There's one person who doing town planning and urban studies who has a job as a supervisor in Speedmart, assistant supervisors. So we encourage her, encourage him to do the work even now, and then I provide him the list of town planning urban studies jobs. Online interview here. Online interview is actually the same as, because what you do is you look them in the eyes, but you have to listen very carefully. In this case, depending on your speed of your internet, it may be a bit slower. Some people have a bad connections, and that's unfortunately. But you can actually do is go to a internet cafe or somewhere and get good connections. Like I'm doing it here in a what I call a collab because my house the internet may be slower, so I come here and at least I get a decent speeds. Any more questions? Yeah, online interview. . I think the best thing is you put market value in your salary during the resume. When they ask you in the interview, they ask me what is your expectation. Okay, there are two expectations. One is career. I want a good career progression in your company. And secondly, as far as remuneration is concerned, market value. Because most of the time when they have certain jobs, they would have a range of salary that they would offer. And what they will offer is they based on your experience, based on whether you come in to contribute immediately or you need more supervision. They will have an idea of how much. So if you put too much, then it may put them off a bit. Any more questions? Please feel free to ask. I'm here to help you.
I'm afraid that we have to end our Q&A session now.
Okay.
So if anyone have any more question, you can just put it in the WhatsApp group and we can ask the panels directly.
Okay. Okay.
So
No worry about that.
okay. So
Anyway, so thank you very much for your time. I want to thank the committee for what a military, what do you call a military position organization. I'm quite poor. Dr. Salasiah is also happy with the arrangements. Sometimes I'm sitting there doing my work and I got so much flashing of information, but I don't know who is who. So I want to thank most of all of you here for your hard work that you have done. And I want to give you a clap for that. And I hope the rest will keep clapping for you for your work. Thank you very much. All right.
okay, thank you very much, Mr. Tan, for such a fascinating and motivating session. I hope all the participants gain enough knowledge from this program. So now that the program has successfully ended, I, as the representative of the Committee of CoQ KTDI Career Talk 2021 program, would like to thank all the participants for today and apologize if there is any inconvenience during the program. Attention to all participants, please wait
Thank you
for.
very much.
Okay. So attention to all participants, please wait for a moment on this Webex and kindly open your webcam for a photography session.
Are you ready?
Terima kasih Dr. Salasiah. Terima kasih Cik Tan.
Okay, saya ambil gambar.
Thank you.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, lagi sekali. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Tunggu
Thank
lagi. Ada lagi. Timing.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so I would like to thank our both panels again for this session for this evening, and hope to see both of you again in the future. So students are reminded to scan the QR code that will be displayed shortly for your attendance record. That is all from me. Thank you for all the cooperation and stay tuned for
Thank you very
future
much.
JKI
Thank you all.
programs.
Bye.
Thank you and have a good day. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you so much Dr. Salasiah. Thank you Mr. Tan. And thank you everybody. Thank you organizer.
Thank you.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side.